Continuing the process of stripping down my 2007 Chevy Cobalt Sport. Remove the heating and air conditioning box that's underneath the dash of the car. You have to remove the two hoses going to the heater core. You have to take the Freon out of the air conditioning system and then remove the AC lines. I'm removing the heating and air conditioning system. Alright, so there is the heating and air conditioning system. I'm going to pull it out and get a better look at it. And then there's one nut over here, and there's going to be one nut over here, but the nut on the other side is actually not a nut, it's the fuel line connector. Comes off. Then there's a 10mm. Okay, the only thing holding it in from the firewall side, the heating and air conditioning system, the only thing holding this in that you have to remove from the firewall are two nuts, and this one's going to be covered up by the bracket that holds a fuel line, the one nut for your AC system. Of course, you have to discharge your AC system. And then your two hoses for your heater core. So your two heater core hoses, these are only two dedicated nuts going in the back, and then your AC lines. And that is all. And then from the top, the only thing holding it in are four nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the air intake from outside. The drain tube for the air conditioner. There is the part number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and find out how to remove this bottom piece. And I think we're going to have to drill out some plastic, kind of like rivets. They like melt them on. And then there's little clips as well. So I'm going to flip it over and see what it takes to do that. Alright, so I just popped all the rivets off this top part right here, and you can kind of see it separating. So it looks like you might be able to access your heater core and you can. You can access your heater core by drilling out all the plastic rivets on the bottom. And then this goes into the firewall. And of course, this is upside down. So this goes into your firewall. And here is your heater core. Wow. It's actually not bad. I'll set that down there. So this is the blower motor. Here is the heater core. It's right down there like that. And then this cover, this is the AC drain tube right here. And that just goes into place like that. I'm guessing that you could get little bolts or large rivets and reconnect this if you had to replace the heater core. But for the heater core specifically, it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it looks like all this is pretty accessible from the passenger compartment. You might not have to remove the whole box to replace the heater core. You'd have to remove most of the underneath of the dash, the trim, things like that. Well, let's set this aside. There is the blower motor. And here is one of the diverters. And here is the AC condenser in all of its glory. One AC condenser. And I'm going to drill out the blower motor as well. So that part just has the 2 rivets on it. Then it has two tiny little nuts holding the blower motor in. So I'm gonna see if I can find a socket for that. And of course, it's a 7. There is the blower motor. So now I can put this back together. So next time I take it apart, it'll be a little bit easier because it won't have the AC condenser in it. It won't have the blower motor, and it won't have the heater core. Alright, that is taken apart the HVAC system in a Chevy Cobalt. So I'm curious to see how much clearance you have underneath the dash if you actually can remove this cover without having to pull the whole box if your heater core goes out.